Let me tell you about Moti Goldstein, a man who thought setting up utilities in Israel would be like anywhere else in the civilized world. Poor, sweet, innocent Moti. He moved into a charming Tel Aviv apartment on a Tuesday and figured he'd have lights by Wednesday. By Thursday, he was sipping coffee from a thermos and wondering if he'd accidentally moved to the Stone Age. The electric company was his first mistake. He called the Israel Electric Corporation with the naive confidence of a tourist asking for directions. After navigating an automated menu system that had more options than a Chinese restaurant, he was treated to 47 minutes of Kenny G saxophone solos while waiting on hold. By the time a human answered, Moti had memorized 3 songs and was considering a career in smooth jazz. The representative cheerfully informed him that he needed Form 42B, stamped by his building's Va'ad Bayit, notarized by a lawyer, blessed by 3 rabbis, and apparently the original receipt from when Edison invented electricity. The office hours? Tuesdays from 10:17 a.m. to 10:23 a.m., excluding holidays, Shabbat, and any day ending in Y. Thinking water would be simpler, Moti approached Mekorot with renewed optimism. The water company needed approval from the electric company. The electric company needed approval from the water company. This bureaucratic ping-pong match lasted 3 weeks, during which Moti started a support group for people trapped in circular administrative hell. Membership quickly grew to 847 desperate souls, all sharing horror stories and expired forms. The gas company promised to send a technician sometime between now and the heat death of the universe. 3 months later, a confused man in overalls showed up looking for Moti Goldberg on Rothschild Street, not Moti Goldstein on Rothschild Street. When Moti explained that there were 17 different Rothschild Streets in Tel Aviv, the technician just shrugged and asked if this was his first time dealing with Israeli utilities. By this point, Moti had developed a nervous tic and could only communicate in bureaucratic form numbers. Internet was the final boss battle. The company cheerfully scheduled an installation for next Tuesday, and Moti nearly wept with relief until they clarified they meant next Tuesday of the following year. Oh, and could he please dig a hole to China first? Company policy, they explained, as if this was perfectly reasonable. 6 months into this odyssey, Moti sat in his apartment with electricity that only worked on Wednesdays, water that flowed backwards, gas that occasionally played Hava Nagala instead of igniting, and internet slower than smoke signals. He had lost 15 pounds, gained a PhD in Israeli bureaucracy, and could navigate any government office blindfolded while reciting form numbers in his sleep. His hair had turned completely white, despite being only 28. His family didn't recognize him, his friends thought he'd joined a cult, and his only companion was a pet cactus that had somehow survived this entire ordeal. Just when Moti was ready to embrace the hermit lifestyle and communicate exclusively through interpretive dance, his wise neighbor leaned over the balcony and shared the secret that would change everything. There was only one solution to this bureaucratic nightmare, one miraculous answer to the madness that had consumed his life. mazekal.co.il. That's right, mazekal.co.il. mazekal.co.il. The amazing solution that actually makes Israeli utility connections possible without losing your sanity, your hair, or your will to live. Moti lived happily ever after, with electricity that worked every day, water that flowed in the correct direction, gas that actually ignited when needed, and high-speed internet. His hair slowly returned to its original color, and he became a legend in the support group, the man who had survived the great utility wars and lived to tell the tale. Because sometimes you need a miracle, and sometimes that miracle has a website.